Hey guys, welcome aboard, welcome back, welcome home. As always, completely and totally dependent on where you happen to be in relation to these messages, this channel, this week, this energy. There's a lot going on this week, so let's just get at it, right? This is the week of Monday, the 5th of September through the 11th of September 2022. There are a lot of things that happened this week, so let's literally just get at it. So Monday, September the 5th, we start the week, by the way, with a Capricorn moon. That moon squares Jupiter and Mercury. Early in the afternoon, we have a quincunx to Mars in Gemini, and then in the evening we've got a trine to the Sun, which is in Virgo, of course, and then a late night square to Chiron. Now here's the deal. This T-square, right, we've got the moon in Capricorn squaring Jupiter opposing Mercury, right? So we have a Jupiter-Mercury opposition happening. So this is about practical feelings, right? And the function of speaking things into action, into speaking things into expression, right? So don't be surprised by distractions on Monday or unplanned kind of diversions that might lead you kind of off course. But perhaps these diversions will lead you into something wonderful, right? So stay open for the concept of serendipity. We also have kind of a grand Earth trine happening. So what you get done is what you get done, right? Change the story if you don't like what's happening. Change the story if you're not loving what's going on in your life. It's just shift your narrative, right? And call it healing. Shift your narrative and call it healing. On Tuesday the 6th, the Capricorn moon trines Uranus early, sextiles Neptune, conjuncts Pluto. A busy day before moving into Aquarius late in the night, right? So this is about having the availability of awareness of the deepest levels of connectivity, right? The widest reaching capacities for shift, for change, and full access to your transformational power, right? So all of these things are meeting in this kind of transpersonal playground, right? To make it happen. Finding new solutions, being aware of how to best put things into motion and make them happen. Now here's the deal with the moon moving into Aquarius late at night. Tomorrow is going to feel very different. So Wednesday the 7th, yeah, right. So we have an Aquarius moon that quincunxes Venus overnight, and then early in the morning we have a sextile to Jupiter. Then we have a grand trine, right? Lovely grand air trine. So the moon trines Mercury and Mars. Mercury, of course, in Libra. Mars, of course, in Gemini. The moon, of course, in Aquarius. So this hits us in the afternoon. And then in the evening, later in the evening, almost like 8:30 or 9 o'clock Central, the Virgo sun quincunxes Chiron, and then later the moon sextiles Chiron. So here's the deal. You know, air energy gives us that abracadabra power. So Amy Jantz, what are you going to do with it? That as you speak it, right? That's potential. That is potent energy on Wednesday. Use it because we know that on Friday Mercury is going retrograde. So here's the deal. Be mindful as you utilize that power to keep your highest and best in mind. With those early aspects to Venus and Jupiter, keep your 3D visions in alignment with your highest and best, with your most healed self, right? Give yourself that invitation to become, right, with both of those big Chiron aspects, to become your most healed self, not just in action, but also in feeling. Extend yourself that invitation, and then RSVP, right? Make your visions as big and wide as you can. Make them about your whole self, your entire experience, your best self. And with that Jupiter sextile, understand that this is amplified, amplified, amplified. So get your mind right. And be surprised, right, by what you are able to create on Thursday the 8th. Okay, so we've got this Aquarius moon. We have a quincunx to the sun. We have a square to Uranus, and then a conjunction to Saturn. And then the moon moves into Pisces. So here's the deal. You may feel a disturbance in your own personal force today, right? You may come into out of sorts from the dream time. If you feel like you can't shift out of it, pour yourself into your get shit done capacity, right? Your habits, your how you function, and allow that to carry you through the day. If anything comes back to haunt you, right? Find a shift in your perspective and feel your way through it after that moon moves into Pisces, right? Feel your way through that. That's kind of a big deal. And then on Friday, we witnessed that Pisces moon, right? And then we have that Pisces moon opposed to Venus, quincunx, Mercury, and Jupiter, and then square Mars. So that's a lot. And then Mercury goes retrograde. So here's the deal. That Pisces moon is going to really create sensitive, raw nerve endings, right? But also a capacity for really, really deep intuition. So witness it how you want to witness it. Right? We'll talk about that. Also, you might kind of feel sort of suspended today, right? Not necessarily in a comfortable way, kind of not in that beautiful, like, well, it's okay, I'm in stillness, but perhaps a feeling of stagnation, right? As the moon opposes Venus, questioning perhaps whether your alignment is actually really supportive, or whether the way that you are in service is making you feel fulfilled, or perhaps even miserable. With those moon aspects to Mercury and Jupiter, right? Those quincunxes. It might move differently, though, as the day progresses. So allow that 3D function and your expression to witness through the idea that anything that is misunderstood or unclear, as long as you're watching your motivation, right? Understand, though, that with that square to Mars, you might do something that is a little reactive, and it might have great, great consequences. So err on the side of caution in terms of action on Friday, because as Mercury goes retrograde later, here's the deal. You're not going to be able to talk your way out of it if you act in a reactive manner at all. And with this Mercury retrograde beginning in Libra, right, this is all about relationships. And so you may create or, yeah, we saw you. You may create or encounter a speed bump that is a little bit bigger than you intended, and it might actually like do some, I mean, to use I'm going to labor a car analogy here. It might do some damage to your undercarriage that you really did not expect, anticipate, or that makes it more of a challenge to move forward, right? So be mindful, be mindful. Yeah, that could be a very big deal, a very big deal. Check your alignment. Make sure that you're not moving from a misunderstanding. That would be an error on any day, but it would be a long-lasting consequences or even a life-shifting error on Friday. On Saturday, now here's the deal. We've got that Mercury moving retrograde at 10:30 Central Time. Well, at 5 a.m., 4:59, we have a full moon, right? Pisces full moon, 17 Pisces. So we have that moon-sun opposition, right? Beautiful. Lovely. We also have the moon sextiling Uranus, conjunct Neptune, and then sextiling Pluto. So this is a big old energy day. Now here's the deal. Get out of your head. Energies on this beautiful day are absolutely perfect for super dreamy, super visionary, super wispy and willowy, and just kind of in the ethers, right? Allow yourself to have that mental capacity of playing today. Mind your tendencies to be avoidant, and dig into your reverie, okay? So this is kind of that dreamy day that can really create lasting shifts. Your dreams, your visions, your imaginings can create the possibility for your dreams and your destinies to follow suit, right? Because we have that full moon is also trining the north node sextiling the north node and trining the south node. So potential. Definitely allow that destiny to be in your big picture umbrella. On Sunday, the moon moves into Aries, right, at 1:47 a.m. So it's going to feel very different. The Virgo sun trines Uranus, and then the moon conjuncts Jupiter, quincunxes Venus, opposes Mercury, newly in retrograde, and sextiles Mars. So here's the deal. A qualitatively different day in feeling on Sunday. So those shifts that you imagined, those dreams that you allowed on Saturday, right, might feel closer. They might feel more tangible. Wow, look at that. They might feel more doable, more practical, more reachable. You might feel as though those are things that you want to have inception energy on, right? Which is a beautiful thing. So roll with that. Roll with that powerful feeling. Shift out of your routine on Sunday. If you usually wake up and do XYZ, don't do it. On Sunday, wake up and do ABC instead. Or just do something crazy. Make a decision and say, no, this is what we're going to do today. Let's make this happen, right? So keeping that in mind as you step out of your normal routine box and think of things that are big and new and daring, right? With that big Jupiter energy. Very much so. Moon conjunct Jupiter. Hot in Aries. That reality might come through a little bit differently as that day goes on. Allow the 3D expression and function, even if it feels challenging. Just be in it, right? Just be in it, because this is retrograde season. And what retrograde season does is ask us to be in our own healing, right? To be in our self-healing, to be in our self-exploration and self-discovery. This is the time of inner growth, right? We are planting the seeds. And so even if it feels like that expression is challenged, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what you're looking for is the seeding of your own internal garden, right? Which is a beautiful thing. So just, oh wow, yeah, there we go. See how funny that is? See how it works? So just allow yourself to be in that magic. So this is a really big week in terms of self-management, right? There are many, many, many places where you're asked to mind your self-expression, to mind your self-action, to mind even your thoughts all the way through that full moon. And then in that full moon, kind of like everything becomes uncorked, and we get to create something bigger from our feeling state, right? So let's talk. On Monday, we've got the Fool and the Two of Wands, right? So the Fool is all about faith, right? It's about allowing the journey to be what it is. And then this Two of Wands is always about understanding the higher choice, right? That leaning into what is highest, what is best. And so as we talk about this as a day for practical feelings, a day for speaking things into action, right? Although there may be some distractions or unplanned dimensions, right, that lead us off course, right? Understanding that serendipity, right? And if you don't love it, you get to pick the story. You get to pick the story. Does this serve you? Does it serve you in a way perhaps you didn't expect? Does it perhaps bring something new to your table, to your experience, right? Understanding that the journey is always filled with magic, and it's always really leading you, right, inspirations toward your highest and best. And so it's all about whether that story has a lot of baggage or whether it has a lot of freedom. On Tuesday, we have got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Star. So the Knight of Swords is really about forward motion in terms of your ideas, your concepts, the way that you want to chase down an idea or create from an idea and cut away the bullshit, right? This beautiful Knight of Swords energy can seem a little bit reckless, a little bit colder than perhaps some of the other knights. But we have to remember that the Star is the card right after the Tower, right? And so as we are in our own recreation, as we are managing our kind of that Shiva consciousness, right, of destruction, creation, we get to be aware of our deepest levels of connectivity, right, our wildest reaching capacities, and understand that we can shift, change, or transform them on that transpersonal level. Finding our solutions first in idea, right? Divine inspiration. This is cosmic. This is cosmic support. This is the universe coming to your assistance, right? Being the wind beneath your wings. If you'll allow me to belabor that very terrible analogy, run with it, right? Run with it. Keep the new solutions. On Wednesday, right, we talked about this is that beautiful grand air trine. So we've got the Two of Swords, we've got the Seven of Wands. So here's the deal. Two of Swords, this is about making choices, right? When it comes to our ideas, what are we choosing here? How are we discerning? How are we utilizing our own discernment to create something new? And sometimes there is a feeling of confusion. Sometimes there is a feeling of being pulled to one side or the other, or even not being in witness, right? This is this beautiful air energy here. How are you not being in witness? And we know that this is that energy that Mercury is holding right before Mercury goes retrograde, 2 days after after this happens. But we also have the Seven of Wands, I'm so sorry. Seven of Wands is about knowing what to defend. This is about how we put into action the things that we are defending. What have we gained and how are we willing to guard it? How are we willing to dedicate ourselves to what we're choosing, right? The deal is, if you're utilizing your 3D vision in order to create that highest and best, that most aligned, that most healthy why, that most healthy self-creation talk, that narrative, that image, then you have no fear, right? No confusion about what it is you're defending, because you know that everything that you're amplifying, that you're choosing to amplify, right, is dedicated to your highest and best. Now, so we've got Justice and the Ace of Wands, which is literally like the elevation of both of these cards, in my opinion. So This is the Libra card, of course. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. This is lovely energy in terms of how we have used our discernment and then how we get to carry that forth. Now, we talked about this as being that day where you might feel a little bit out of sorts. And if you put yourself into the get shit done, your habits will carry you. And if anything comes back, feel your way through it, right? This Ace of Wands gives you all of that feeling. It gives you all of that power, that inspiration, the juice of your own life to cut away anything that is not in alignment here. And this allows you to really find that shift in your perspective. Does it feel great? Is it a fuck yes? And if it is a fuck yes, then anything else will not do, right? So if you have chosen anything that is not in full alignment, full agreement, right, full resonance with all of the things that you want to accomplish, do, become, be, represent, resonate with, vibrate as, boy, I mean, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. Feel your way through those choices, those actions as a result, right? On Friday, we talked about this as being a very big day. So, of course, we have the High Priestess and the Hermit. So these are both cards of, do you see? We're seeing with our third eye. We have closed eyes. We have closed eyes. We're looking within. We're looking within. We have a Pisces moon. We have all of those big aspects, creating sensitivity, utilizing our deep intuition, feeling again suspended, right? Questioning whether our alignment is supportive or whether we are actually in service to, right? How is that service creating our experience, right? Again, watching our motivation, watching where we're reactive, taking that time to check your alignment, because this is a day that will have echoing long-term consequences in your relationships. So be mindful, be mindful. The High Priestess, of course, giving us that innate, intuitive information, and the Hermit asking us, where is the light? Where is the light here? Are you in alignment, right? Both offering you the light within the darkness. So take your time. Be in full awareness, acceptance, right? Take the time to be in your feels today. Let those instincts and intuitions guide you, right? Please and thank you. Saturday, woo! We have the Star echoing, right? And then we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is about how we feel anxiety. What keeps us up at night? What ideas are we holding on to that might be incorrect, that might be misaligned, that might wake us up in the middle of the night and keep us awake? And again, the Star is that card of cosmic blessing. This is the Star. This is the card that allows us to regroup, that allows us to pick up after the destruction and understand what we're creating. This is the day that we talked about getting out of your head. Get out of your head. Be in your dreams, right? Be in your dreams. Be in your visions. Let the universe talk to and through you today. Be in your dreams. Be in your visions, right? Be in your reverie, and put all of the structural, what's the word I'd like to use? Structural preconceptions aside, and allow your soul to be in speech, right? Your destiny will follow that shift, right? So how would you like that to look? How would you like that to look? Good question, right? On Sunday, Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Here's the deal. We talked about this as the Aries moon, right? Taking over here. A day that we want to know that everything feels a little more close, feels a little more tangible, feels more doable, rolling with your powerful feeling, right? break out of your routine, right? Add something new and daring, right? Knight of Pentacles, this is our plotting energy, right? We're always on the move. We have lots of stamina, but we might not be doing it very, we might not be following our heart. We're just in obligation. Nope. Queen of Wands says, nope, son, we're going to do something else. So as this reality comes through differently, allowing your 3D function and expression might feel challenged. Remember that this is retrograde season. Just be. Look at her. She's in brilliant joy. She's in total creation, right? She is living through her fire with her sweet baby kitty cat, allowing all of her instincts, right, to see the light of day and be put into motion, understanding that while we have that tendency to want to be well thought out and structured about how we move forward, sometimes you gotta light the fire, right? It's retrograde season, certainly. Allow for all of this. Understand that these, again, are the seeds we're planting, right? What you plant is coming. Man, it's coming. I love it. Get intentional. Again, what you plant is coming, right? We see it all over here. I kind of love this. Death moves amongst us. I just love this deck so much. It's so beautiful. Let's see what it has to say. It's always a surprise. Here we go. Ooh. With the full expression of this life comes the knowledge that death walks among us. Within every breath and every step dwells the mortality so many fear. Do not deny this ending, right? Right. We witness our endings all the time. It's all about how we deal with them, what we cut away, what we allow to remain, right? What we trust will come, always. Do not deny this ending. Honor those who have left this life with ceremony, ritual, and respect. Acknowledge that they are no longer here in the same way, for there will be many deaths in your life. Learn to live with this truth so that death is not a fearful enemy, but a gateway to another life. You have been so many forms. Before we can come again, we must pass through death's gateway and let our souls wander free for a time. And then we can wisely choose what comes next on the path of the soul. Right? We are always wisely choosing what comes next, not just in death. And every decision is acknowledging that death, right? We get, we give, we receive, we must give. We come, we must go, right? We're here, then we're gone. So is with all things, right? It comes into our hands and we have to hold it as loosely as possible and love it while it is ours, and know that as things come and go, we are in flow. That's what flow is, right? Witnessing that movement through and of and within each and every state. Yeah, it's about your ideas about those things and what you're creating, right? And how willingly you can create something new, right? How open your hands are to receive it, to do the work of creating it. Whew. We will talk at least about Mercury retrograde and the full moon before next time. So big blessings. And again, this week, be in your own self-discernment, right? Be in it. You're the only one who can. Big blessings.